Hello, Springy back. It's going to be a bit of a odd one this. Fitting a completely different set of luggage on the XJR. Well, it's not really different, it's still givi, but I found out after buying the mono rack and the top box that if you want to fit panniers on the side, givi don't actually do the racking for the side panniers for the XJR anymore. They do the wing rack, but they don't do the fitting kit anymore for it to fit the wing rack, which accepts your top box and your panniers. Anyway, I've managed to locate a new fitting kit and a second-hand wing rack and a second-hand pair of panniers to go with my new top box, and I've taken the new rack off, which is now back in its packaging and it's gone on eBay. So this is luggage XJR givi Mark II. As usual, I can't actually film it and do the job at the same time, so it'll probably be little increments as I go along. I'll show you what I've just fitted and then the final result, or I might just do some photographs step by step and just put it up as a montage, collage, whatever it is. Anyway, too much waffle already. I'll get on with it and you'll see it step by step, so bear with. Alright, first job, seat off, and this grab rail has got to come off. 2 bolts, one there, one behind this plastic cap. Right, this piece next, it's like a replacement grab rail, and 4 metal spacers, 4 8x25mm cap head bolts, liberally squidged with copperies. Those spacers sit there where the old grab rail was, fills up the gap. Right, first tip of the day is put that on first and then slide the collars into the slots afterwards, otherwise they just keep falling off, which I've discovered. And also it's imperative to chuck copperies all over your bike and all over your hands and all over your tools, because then it's just more fun. Right, they're on. I've done these up to 26 Newton meters. There's no instructions on how tight to do them, but the shock top mounts are 26 Newton meters, so I figured it's good enough for them. And I have a bit of black matte paint on standby, because if you use the wrong tool, like I just did, you'll scratch this. Right, next bit is these side braces. Give us a minute, I've got a clue where they go. Right, this piece that connects to the foot peg hanger, that connects to the wing rack, the bottom of it. We can't see. Where is it? Oh, there you go. That there. Footrest hanger. It says 10x45. Well, the bolt that's in there is 10x45, and it says use the original washer and nut. Well, that's in there, and that's the exhaust hanger at the same time, so I'm going to have to pull it out and see how that works. See where this flange of this goes. Right, I undid this bolt, and this bit on the exhaust is like sort of captive in this bracket. So I took it out, it gave me a bit of slack, and I've put the bracket between the foot peg and the exhaust mount. And I've just done it up finger tight for now, because that has to obviously sit in the right position. Right, the actual side of the wing rack goes on next. Mounts on these two and these two. I'll have to work out what else goes on there, because there must be a nut on the back of that or something. So it's this piece here on there, but first I've got to remove the indicators. This kit comes with indicators that go on the end of here, so I'll have to whip these off next. Okay, indicators are off. Bit of a faff, but they're off. So yes, short bolt, short bolt, short bolt, slightly longer bolt with a nut and washer, which is in the kit. And where these go on the back of this beastie, we've got some star crush washers, security washers, whatever you want to call them, which I've just put in there, and I can't actually get out now. Anyway, them crinkly boys. Well, what a complete and utter faff that was. I was convinced this was not going on. I couldn't get it anywhere near. Couldn't get this, it was ½ inch out, everything. So I slackened everything off to like the last thread and a half, and then couldn't get it in. And then I realised I've undone these two and it went straight in. So these are all in now, in the threads, just loose. So I'm going to bite each one individually, just creep it up, so hopefully it will settle in its right place, and then do these two up last. But my word, that was fun. Make sure you give yourself a good few hours if you're going to fit one of these. But I suppose if you knew that, that would take 5 minutes, not 45 minutes. So there you go. Right, it's all tightened up now. I'm just going to check in the manual what the torque settings are for these and these, so that I've done them all to 26 newton meters, but I don't know, these might be more. I'll check. 28 newton meters for these. Right, I'm going to struggle with the other side now, and then I'll be back. Right, we have both sides on now. So next, there's a couple of brackets that come up here that hold the top metal plate, but I've got to fit the indicators in at the same time using the same holes. Some of this. Alright, next bit. Wrong side. These bits go in next. With a 8mm by 30 nut on the other end, and there's a little spacer which goes in. Where does it go? It goes in there at the back. So there we go, 8 by 30, bolts through that, goes into that, nut on the back and a spacer. I've also got the indicator bit, which I think goes in between there. Ah, that's probably what the spacer's for. Lose the spacer, put the indicator slot in, I'll show you that. yeah, I'm guessing that that is instead of that spacer. So she sits there. Yeah, that's what the spacer's for. Good. Yeah, on these the nuts sit in a little captive space. Right, got the brackets on. I did need the spacers after all. They, even with the indicators, the spacer makes them solid. Without them, these were wiggling about. So I've got these on. I haven't done them up fully yet because I might need to, just in case I need any movement when I put this top rack on. I think I might feed the indicators through, get them working before I put the top on. So I'll do that next. Oh, and because I didn't trust myself, I took these back out and put Loctite on them, and then back to 28 Newton meters, it says in the manual. So I weren't far off with my 26. Right, got them wired in. Need to tidy up the cables. I'm just gonna probably cable tie them in there for a bit. They pop through the old indicator holes up underneath and then through into here. So I'm just gonna tidy that lot up and then put the top on. Right, the top plate, M3 top plate. This is the final bit. You've got a million mounting hole possibilities, so I'll just choose middle and middle, I think, for starters. Bit fiddly because I'll put it on, I'll just mount it loosely and then put the top box on and see how far the top box comes with the backrest. So I'll have to have a play with this bit. And this mounting is an 8x30 cap head, nylock nut, slightly smaller washer to fit in there, and a larger washer underneath, and then there's plastic caps to cover up all of these bits. There's a big bunch of them down there. Plastic caps. Alrighty, I'll put the seat back on and we'll give the top box a look, see how this is. Obviously when it's on, Tracy can try it, sit on it and see where the box is. Right, need the key to get the handle. Oh, don't look too bad. It's about the same as where it was on the other rack. So I'll do that up and try it out there. At least it's got the movement back and forth. Right, luggage on. These side cases were second hand, as was the ring rack, and then the fitting kit was new, but it all came from the same guy. These are quite funky. They're a normal pannier. Okay, that's that. But they also have a combination lock for just a little lid. Which I need to set. It's just on 3 zeros at the moment. I'm getting eaten by flies at the moment, by horse flies, which are awesome. Anyway, yeah, so there's just a little top bit there. Okay, there we go, it's all done. Just need a little bit of tweaking. I'll have to slacken it off a bit and reset it. It's a tiny bit wonky in places, but it's the initial fit. all on, sorted. Of course I went for the biggest boxes you could get, or near enough. They're 41 litre, and that's 56 litre. The whole thing is 46 inches wide, so it's near enough 4 foot wide. So I think filtering is going to be a bit fun. But like I say, it's only going to be on there when there's the two of us and we're going on a long trip somewhere. But yeah, all done. Just a final tiny bit of tweaking now when I find out. Get Tracy sat on it and see if this is the right spot. It can go forwards or backwards. So it looks about where the other one was, but we'll find out. Anyway, that was it. I'm going to try and stitch all these hundreds of bits of video together and see how we get on with that. Just thought I'd show you it with the luggage off. Don't think I showed it all on complete. I don't think it looks too bad. The panniers and the rack and the fitting kit came from Ronald Anderson at right, his website is Motorbike-luggage.one, O-N-E. I shall attempt to put a link below in the description, and I managed to get all of this stuff. It's as good as new, pretty much, and I got it half the price that you'd pay for the new stuff from Givi if it was available for this bike. So cheers Ron, dirty thumb. Yeah, I'll try and put a link in the description. Never done that before, so it's the first time for everything. Yeah, really pleased with it. So thanks a lot. Right, well, it's actually 2 hours later now, so it wasn't a bad guess earlier, so give yourself a couple of hours. Yeah, I think what I've learned from it is whatever you're attaching the racking to, if it's the footrest hangers, loosen them off first. My footrest hangers, foot peg hangers, exhaust hangers, when I took out the bolts to put some thread lock on them, I realised they'd been moved before. Someone's had them off before, which is not surprising. 14-year-old bike, and they'd obviously gone on a little bit cockeyed, or maybe they've gone on fine, just not fine for fitting a rack to. Once I undid the 2 bolts at the front of the foot peg hangers, everything just went together really easy. I spent 45 minutes trying to get it to work, thinking it don't fit, there's something wrong. It was about 1 inch out. As soon as I slackened those off, it went straight on, and then they were the last things I tightened up, and they went back in perfectly for some reason. So yeah, just slacken off anything on the bike you're attaching it to, and then go around afterwards and do everything up. I've got all the little finishing bits. There we are. Little bits of plastic just to finish off all the bolts and that, but like I said, I'll take the luggage off, undo everything, and trying to straighten it up a bit, and then do it all up gently. I'm sure I can get it aligned a bit more perfect for my OCD. Having said that, it's not far out now, but I'm sure I can get it a little bit better. But I've had enough now, and within the last 20 minutes I seem to have got a swarm, excuse me hitching, the swarm of horseflies coming. Well, I've had 3 or 4 on me, don't know about a swarm, but they're nasty, horrible things. So I'm sure tomorrow I'll have loads of horrible horsefly bite bruises all over me. They're fun. And if you want to get rid of the ugly, horrible black and blue and red circle they make, the only thing I've ever found in the past to do it is bleach, or just leave them alone until they go. It takes about 3 weeks for the marks to go away. So great fun. That's what you get for living next to open land. No horses, only horsepower. So thanks for watching. Hope this doesn't turn out to be too long and rambling and boring, but thanks a lot. I've been Springy. See you soon, and have fun.